Hello there. My name is Murray, and with my co-host Corey, we are the Real Guys, and we've got a packed show for you today. And we're your number one platform on the airwaves and YouTube for pop culture, film, and television discussion. As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You can find us on Instagram on The Real Show and on Twitter at The Real Show FM. You can find us on Google, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're there. You can find us and listen to us. Hopefully we're good sometimes. Maybe we are. And for today, we will be taking on a 10 reel rec. Yes, that's right, folks. A 10 reel rec. The rule here is... I sound like a bit of a cockney there. The rule here is... I said here without the H.
Nice.
The rule here is that at the end of every episode, we give you a weekly rec, right? Something to find, something to go listen to. It could be a song from a film, a song from a show, could be a film, a show, an episode, a thing, anything, basically. So far, we've never recommended like a solid object. So far, it's always been something you can watch or listen to, or something to absorb through your ears and your eye holes, right?
That's true.
However, Corey has recommended a 10 out of 10. And a 10 out of 10 is something that will get a review, right?
Yes.
It's guaranteed it will receive a review. So far, we've had Rogue One was our first 10 by yours truly.
It was.
To commemorate Star Wars month, of course. Then our second 10 was since retracted, but it's been hoodwinked.
Yep.
It's unofficial 10.
Yes.
And this is the real 10. This is School of Rock 2003. This is the School of Rock film, Jack Black. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. But do we love it? We'll see. We'll give it, maybe our rec would have changed. Perhaps we'll give it another rec, another real rating perhaps. And at the end, I will give you a Jack Black associated weekly rec. So I'll pass this over to Corey. Why did you give this 10 out of 10?
Okay, well, first off, I'm going to throw it back to an older episode. We did an episode all about Jack Black.
We did. Back when we used to do acting spotlights. Do you remember
yes.
that? The acting spotlight series. That was shortly lived.
It was.
We did a full one on Jack Black, didn't we?
We did, and this character was my number one Jack Black character out of all the characters he played. It was your number two.
Yes.
Funny enough, being beaten by a certain panda.
Yeah.
But it's my number one. It's my favourite character he's ever played. And essentially, what it got to test, it's one of the... When I ever give more 10s, you'll notice that a lot of my 10s are quite like light-hearted films. They're quite fun to watch. They're kind of like mostly comedies of what I'll give a 10. Even though some of my favourite films are like action, horror, kind of, thoughtful, deep films, a lot of my 10s will be School of Rock. Mm-hmm. It's just fun. It's a good fun. It's a good laugh. It's a solid journey. It's got some meaning to it. And overall, it's just a fantastic, fantastic watch. And Jack Black plays it perfectly. This is essentially when Jack Black became Jack Black to most people. This is before like Tenacious D era Jack Black, who everyone knows him for. This is the pinnacle of acting Jack Black. Mm-hmm. He's essentially himself in this whole film. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's set in a classroom. It's all good stuff. Set in school, featuring a great cast, by the way. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Or some people may recognise Megan from Drake and Josh is in this.
Yeah, also Carly from iCarly.
True.
Miranda Cosgrove.
And it essentially just features this guy who's called Dewey, who was in a band, gets kicked out of the band, and replaces his brother or imitates his brother and becomes a teacher, and finds out that all the kids can play music, so he's going to teach them the art of rock and roll.
His brother or his roommate?
I think it's his... I can't remember, actually. Well, it's definitely roommate. I can't remember if they're related.
I thought it was his roommate. I don't think it was his brother.
There might have
been. They don't have the same last name.
True. I swear there's something, though. So there's some reason why they're roommates, rather than just being roommates, I think.
Oh.
His brother, with roommate, also used to be in a band. I can't remember what the band was called. Mm-hmm. But they look like a proper all make-upped out band. And essentially, it just finds these kids who are good at music. And he goes, you know what, I'm going to teach you like rock and roll. And you're going to play AC/DC and Smoke on the Water. And we're going to go into a music competition.
Yeah.
And we're going to fake... so if you say you've got an illness, you can get in.
Yeah, Battle of the Bands.
Exactly. Everyone loves Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, we've got to love Battle of the Bands. That's it's one of the age-old concepts.
Exactly. It's as simple. Battle bands. All you got to do is win. Right? It's like if a film was like, right, I'm going to teach you to be a singer, and we're going to enter X Factor.
Yes.
Essentially, that's all it is. But no, it's a great film. It's a fantastic film.
It is. Now, I question how many times. How many times have you seen this film?
Oh, okay. So this was one of the films that I grew up with.
Did you watch it leading up to this? Did you watch it again?
Yeah. So
Okay, as did I.
I own it, or my dad owns it on DVD, so I watched it a lot growing up because I'd always watch DVDs, and that was I like a portable DVD player, and I'd always I'd always put School of Rock in, so it's great, and I loved the music. I thought it was hilarious. Obviously, when I was younger, comedy was my thing because I'm young, so I'm not gonna like Taxi Driver when I'm younger. I'm gonna like School of Rock and always comedy films like The Mask. So I watched it countless times to the point where I could have probably not watched it again and still do this episode with enough memory in my head to get it across. I watched it again recently, and it still, from what I remember, holds up. Also, funny enough, I can't remember the exact number. This is on Empire's top 500 films of all time.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe you should get on and search what number it is at.
I believe it's like 400. No, actually, it might be in the top 100.
Oh, you go and do that, and I will describe how many times I've seen this film. With my most recent viewing, twice.
Oh.
Because I saw it first. I think I was on holiday somewhere.
Nice.
And there was like one of those, British. I say British. Yeah, British DVD like rental shops, like at the holiday camp or whatnot. Where you can buy those where you can rent those sort of budget DVDs of like old films or whatnot. Maybe it was like 2006, 2007, and they had School of Rock. And I thought, oh, we'll get that because I know Jack Black from like Kung Fu Panda or whatever. So we got School of Rock and we watched it, in the caravan, in the tent, and that was my first viewing. I thought it was good enough, music was entertaining, funny at parts, and now this was my full comfort of my own home, watch it all the way through viewing.
I mean, I remember, I think the first time I watched it, I was, again, like I said, I was young, and I remember liking it, and then thinking it was good, like it enough to watch it. It was not until, the reason why I know it's in the top 500, I'm looking at it now, I've got the whole list up, I'm just scrolling down film by film. The reason why I know it's on there is because at college they had a printout of all top 500, just lists, 4 A4 pages.
Oh, nice.
Of here's the whole list. And I remember I was going through the films. I was going, oh, Lord of the Rings is up there, and I was trying to figure out what I saw. And I saw School of Rock on there, and I remember being like, why is that up there? Unexpectedly, why is that up there? Because a lot of them are like Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, these kind of serious Lord of the Rings, these massive.
Yes.
And I was like, why is School of Rock's 188?
Nice.
Just beating Ghostbusters.
Oh, excellent.
I was thinking, why is that up there? So I went and rewatched it, and I was kind of sitting there going, yes, it's fantastic. This is way better than I thought it was. Deservedly so on the top 500. Because I think, and I mentioned this before, comedy films often don't get in the discussion of best films of all time. I think everyone kind of forgets comedy films. I think everyone goes, oh, it's a comedy film, it's on average. Normally it's like a 6, 7 out of 10, and you pass them by. But this film, not only is it a comedy film, it has kind of serious messages through it, and kind of serious stuff, and characters that are likeable, and you could learn stuff from it, and it's a good movie. Well,
for a $35 million budget,
yep,
it grossed $131 million, which is astounding. It had very positive reviews, as you just mentioned, for the character work and whatnot, and it was actually the highest grossing music themed comedy of all time until 2015.
Yeah, and to be fair, soundtrack wise, it's got one of my favourite soundtracks of all time, possibly being beaten by Almost Famous, which is another film that features loads of 80s, 90s rock, nearly had Jack Black in it, did not have Jack Black in it, had Kyle Gass in it though, he's a Tenacious D band member. The soundtrack's amazing, but had to beg Led Zeppelin to let them use the music.
Yes,
it's at the end of the film, they show it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious. And they let them, because it's Jack Black, it's yeah. I
have that in trivia. We have some nice trivia here, and Led Zeppelin were initially hesitant to allow their music to be used.
Yep.
Especially Immigrant Song.
Mm-hmm.
But then the director, Richard Linklater, filmed a play with Jack Black.
Yep.
In front of thousands of fans of Led Zeppelin and rock music to allow them to use it, and the film and the request does appear on the DVD as it says here. So
yep. It's soundtrack wise, it's fantastic. There's also that one scene because literally, Immigrant Song gets played for like maybe 30 seconds. It's while they're in the van and he's singing the start bit, and then it's kind of in the background. First off, the fact that we're begging someone to use a song, that's only in it for 30 seconds. And also the fact that whenever I hear Immigrant Song, that's what I get in my head.
Nice.
It's School of Rock.
I always get either Shrek 3 or Thor Ragnarok, which is probably the more popular choice, Thor Ragnarok, which
yes,
a lot of the trailers and whatnot. But Shrek 3 is the connoisseur's choice, I think, for Immigrant Song.
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that.
But okay, and let's not forget this spawned a musical.
It did.
Staged Broadway in December 2015. It got.
I have not seen the musical. I will point that out. I've seen it.
I looked for clips. It was very hard, but
yeah.
I did find some clips, and I think it's effectively the same premise. But all the music's live and whatnot. Have you ever been in a musical?
Have I been in one? Have I ever seen one?
Have you ever been in one?
No. Well, okay. Other than like primary school plays.
Oh well, okay.
Other than that, no.
I was in one at college.
Nice.
That's my experience of it.
I've seen them. I've seen plenty of them.
Yes. The stage adaptation. It was 2013. Mr. Andrew Lloyd Webber announced he bought the rights. He has the rights to School of Rock for a stage musical. 2014 was confirmed, and in autumn of 2015, it appeared at the Winter Garden Theatre on Broadway. So,
I've heard good stuff.
And the stage adaptation closed on January 20th, 2019.
Yeah,
and
I heard good stuff.
I think that's 160 million over the course of 1,300 performances. So
there you go.
So yeah, I feel like especially the premise of School of Rock and all of that. That was I think it fits well for a musical format.
It does. Anything with for any film that has music that's integral to the film as well, it just fits. Because you can't have School of Rock without music anyway.
The music, yes. And we should also talk about the television adaptation. Do you know about this?
I do not.
In 2014, Nickelodeon announced they were partnering with Paramount Television to develop a television show adaptation.
Okay.
The series premiered in 2016. Strangely enough, Miranda Cosgrove didn't come back.
I was going to say.
I'd love her for doing that if she did do that. If she played the same character, she was just aged up.
Yes.
No question would be given why she was older when she was playing the same character, but she would have been. It doesn't say they did that, but it would have been awesome if they did.
Yeah, that's
or
unfortunate.
at least I'm going to look up this series and just check if she was like given a cameo or something like that. Because come on, she was in iCarly and Drake and Josh. She must have been given some kind of. If they had her, they must have been given some kind of.
I hope so. I hope she was.
Oh, it doesn't say here. Oh, that's disappointing.
Nickelodeon, what are you playing at?
What are you doing? You had her. Why didn't you do it? It was 2016. Was she still doing stuff at that time?
Probably.
For them.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably. I hope so.
When was the? We did a reunion recently as well.
They did. There was a 10-year reunion. It says.
Yeah.
There
was
a 10-year reunion.
That's around about that time.
August 29th, 2013, they held a 10-year anniversary screening in Austin, Texas at the Paramount Theatre. Jack Black came back, Amanda Cosgrove came back, the director, Richard Linklater, came back. And it was hosted by the Austin Film Society. So...
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I appreciate that. It's getting on now, isn't it? 2003. It
is. It seems like a while away. It seems like yesterday, but it's not. Really not. I mean, the fact that I would have seen this probably not long after it came out, to be honest. I just want to realise because I was like 4. But yeah, it's. It still has an audience as well. Which is, to be fair, when I was growing up, I thought, oh, maybe not many people have seen this. Maybe it's just like the smaller film, the smaller comedy. But no, like, loads of people have seen it. It's massive. Surprisingly big. Surprisingly big. I might also steal one of your trivia bits now. I don't know if you've got it or not.
Okay, you can steal one of my trivia bits. What have you got?
I found this out recently. So, right, you know the ending?
Yes.
Which we'll get onto in a minute, because the ending of this film's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Spider? The guy with the long hair with like moves his torso around. He tries to hit on the other teacher.
Yeah.
So here's a fun fact about Spider. He's currently the district attorney of Tyler County.
Nice.
So
nice. You're being represented by.
I love that. He's an attorney in Texas.
Mm.
I love it when like famous people who've done some kind of stuff just end up being like politics or something random.
Politicians or some kind of position.
I really hope at some point he's just turned up an outfit randomly.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
No, there's a fact for you. If you didn't have that on trivia, there's an extra one.
I found the series, 45 episodes. No idea how you'd spread School of Rock into 45 episodes, but that's a long band practice.
That's a lot of episodes, yeah.
That is 45. I've seen better series have shorter lengths than that.
Maybe it goes in depth of each character and their families.
Maybe it does.
Extra
there's
padding.
Potential for that, I suppose. I cannot find Miranda Cosgrove. I don't think she came back.
That's a shame.
It's a shame. I would have loved that if they did. They must have had someone back from the original, like as a cameo or something. I would have liked to see that.
Probably
3 seasons.
Okay.
March 2016 to April 2018, so not too bad. I've seen.
All right.
As I said, I've had shows with better concepts run for much shorter length of time. But with all that being said, School of Rock, it's a bona fide classic at this point.
It is.
Know? It's a real classic. The plot, the characters, it's great. It's great. We have some. Would you like some more trivia? British sauce trivia, perhaps?
Yeah, you can knock some trivia my way. What you got?
Okay. Now, during the course of the film, you may notice that Jack Black, acting connoisseur, actually noted the characters between playing Dewey and putting on the character of Ned Schneedley.
Yes.
So if you notice, whenever he's in the school, his hair goes from left side to right side.
Ah.
Whether he's being Dewey or whether he's putting on the facade of Ned Schneedley.
I did not know that.
So there you go. See, he's smarter than you think. You see.
True. Okay.
And I have another one. One of the DVD bonus features. You might know this.
I might do actually.
Reveals that the film was actually going to be a musical.
I slightly remember that.
At some point. Well, I think it's practically a musical.
Yeah.
It's practically a musical.
I mean, yeah, they made their own song for it. That counts.
So, and as we know, one of the biggest parts of trivia is that obviously Tenacious D is a thing.
Yes.
And this film was practically created with Jack Black in mind for it.
Yep.
And again, it's the first film role and the second role overall for Miranda Cosgrove, so good for her. She obviously went on to massive success in Drake and Josh and iCarly. And there's a new iCarly series out in 2021 now.
Yeah.
On Paramount's streaming service. I don't think it'll make it over here to the UK, but if it does, I might like to watch it at some point. I don't think it will, no. A bit of trivia as well, extra trivia. Jack Black appeared in an iCarly episode.
Nice.
He was in the season 4 opener, the 1 hour special of iCarly called I Start a Fan War.
Nice.
And Jack Black was in that. He probably played himself. I don't know the exact.
Yeah, he'll probably just play himself.
Because when you get Jack Black, he's playing himself, isn't he?
Exactly. It's also actually School of Rock. I think is Jack Black's favourite film he's ever done.
Of course it is. It's everything that Jack Black loves. You know, bring in rock music to the masses.
Exactly.
So, and also apart from bringing rock music to the masses, we're also gonna bring some trivia to the masses. Because I don't know why a recent trend of we've suddenly become some very trivia-oriented show, but because we enjoyed last week's Bob Ross trivia game so much, I've lined up a School of Rock trivia game.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to play this together. How good are you? going to be with this? How knowledgeable do you think you are in the School
It
of Rock?
depends what it is. If it's somewhat niche knowledge, I don't. Maybe.
Okay. Well, we'll see. There's 10 questions here. We'll see
Okay.
how many we can get right together. This isn't me giving the questions to Corey. We're both going to do the questions together. We're going to put our heads together, and we're going to see if we can decipher an answer. We did pretty well at the Bob Ross one.
Exactly. With our powers combined.
Yes, our powers combined, we can become Captain Trivia.
Yes.
Now, would you like question 1?
What is it, please?
It is pretty easy one, I think, to start off
Okay.
with. What is the name of the band that Jack Black is in at the beginning of the film? Is it
Okay, I was gonna say, do we
No
got options?
Vacancy,
Mhm.
B, Candlestick, D, sorry, A is No Vacancy, but I forgot the alphabet for a minute there. No Vacancy, Candlestick, Tenacious D, or Mudhoney?
Well, it's not Tenacious D.
It's not Tenacious D, we know he's in that in real life.
Yes.
I think it's No Vacancy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Because he does make a joke about it, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
I think he says something about no vacancy, no something else, I think, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
Quits the
And
band.
don't they win the battle at the end anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the School of Rock lose.
Yeah. Which
Well, that's
also,
not- well,
I
they
feel,
come
let me just
second, I
say,
think,
I feel like
technically.
that's realistic.
Yes.
It's like that film I watched with the male swimming team from Britain. I remember that, where the heroes don't actually win the contest in the end and get the gold and raise the trophy. You know, it doesn't end in victory. It ends in giving it a really good try, and I feel like
Yes.
that's a reasonable message.
Well, to be fair, though, because they lose, but when they get the encore, they come back and they sing.
Yeah, because the crowd loves them, and
Exactly. Because all the parents are going, you know what, we like rock and roll now. We let our kids play rock and roll, so
we
we're going
like
to bring them
rock
back
and
on. I love the
Nice.
fact that the parents were against it, even though, like, when this film came out, rock and roll was still a big thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, question 2.
Yep.
How much money did Dewey owe Ned?
Oh.
Is it A, $2,400, B, $2,200, C, $1,200, or D, $1,700?
I hate when quizzes do this and they put all the amounts, like, really close to each other.
I think it's $2,200. That's my knee jerk reaction.
Yeah. It's 2,000 something.
It's 2,400 or 2,200.
I hate this, because... Go 200.
Okay, 2,200.
Go 200.
Question 3.
Mhm.
What is the name of the school that asks Ned to be their substitute teacher? Is it A, Bennettswood Elementary, B, Michael Rogers Elementary, C, Horace Green Preparatory, or D, Green Ridge Preparatory?
It's Horace Green.
Horace Green Preparatory. Are you sure?
Horace Green. I'm fairly certain. It's got green in it. I believe it's
Green
Horace.
Ridge Preparatory.
Nah, I think it's Horace Green.
Horace Green. Okay.
Like horse, kind of.
Okay. Question 4. What is Dewey doing when he hears the kids playing music? Is it A, using the bathroom, B, reading a book, C, walking the halls, or D, sitting in his van listening to music?
I mean, I'm fairly... It's walking the halls, isn't he?
Yeah, he hears they have music class.
Yeah.
He goes
I
after
mean,
him.
first off, he's not going to read a book. Second of all, if he's in his van, he's not going to hear it. If he's in the bathroom, I assume he won't hear it.
No, he wouldn't hear it. That's to play music very loudly. Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the bathroom's next to the music room.
Okay.
No, he's walking the halls.
This might be an interesting one for you. This
Okay.
mentions the DVD copy. So,
Oh.
okay. It says at the start, the kids mention this in the commentary on the DVD. Did you listen to that?
Oh, maybe once.
Okay. When Dewey was trying to get the band together, he asks Ned to join his new band. He showed him a picture of their old band. Two of the people in the picture were Jack Black and Mike White. Who was the other person in the photo?
Oh, God.
Is it A, Joey Gaydos Jr., B, Kyle Gass, C, Richard Linklater, or D, Dave Grohl? I think Richard Linklater's the director.
Well...
I don't know who the other three are.
Right, Dave Grohl's Foo Fighters.
Okay.
He was a drummer in Nirvana, singer with Foo Fighters. He plays the devil in Beelzebub in Pick a Destiny.
Okay.
Kyle Gass is obviously Tenacious D, the other member. I don't know who the other guys are.
I don't know who Joey Gados Jr. is. Kyle Gass and Tenacious D. That'd be cool. Dave Grohl would be cool as well because I know that he knows Jack Black.
Yes. A bit. Part is, when were Tenacious D a thing?
Oh, that's a
Were
question.
they a thing in 2003? Don't know if. I can't remember when Pick of Destiny came out.
Neither can I, really.
No. What are the options? Go for the options again.
It's Joey Gados Jr., Kyle Gass, Richard Linklater, Dave Grohl. I think Tenacious D was made in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it would have been a thing.
Yes. It was. Yeah. So it would have been. I don't think I think Pick of Destiny might have been afterwards.
Right.
Which would mean that Dave Grohl, I think they started doing stuff with Pick of Destiny, so I don't think it's Dave Grohl.
Okay.
Oh God! I mean, Kyle Gass is the obvious answer, but then I'm
Yes.
trying to think of. Probably would remember if that's who it is.
Do you think it would be Dave Grohl?
I think it's the director.
You think it's Richard Linklater?
I mean, it will make sense to put the director in it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like a little cameo. I don't think it'll be Kyle Gass. I think that's a bit too on the nose. Dave Grohl, I don't think would have known him at the time
Okay.
or worked together, and I don't really know who the other person is. So,
Right. So you're going with
Director.
option C. Director Richard Linklater. Okay.
yes.
Locked in. Right. I don't know. I was willing to pass it to you on that one. I had no idea.
I feel like it was Dave Grohl or Kyle Gass, I would know them in the picture. I'd recognise them at least.
I couldn't remember. I just could not remember. I know he shows him the photo. I remember the scene, but I've got no recollection of who was in the picture.
Yeah.
Might have just been anyone.
True.
Right. Question 6. After they form the band,
Yes.
Dewey asks 2 of the girls to think of a name. When in the cafeteria, they give 3 suggestions. Which of these is not one they suggested? Right.
Okay.
Is it A, the Bumblebees? Okay. Is it B, what?
Okay, well, I'm going to assume.
I
assume
don't
B.
I think I can answer this one without even reading the answer.
Is it B? Because it was your reaction.
I think it's B. Basically, the answers are. I don't know who wrote this quiz. The
Okay.
answers are bumblebees,
Yeah.
lilacs, koala bears, or B, which is pigs' rectums.
Yeah, okay, it's probably B, innit?
Yeah, probably B. I don't know who'd want to play in a band. Actually, my rock band is going to be called Pigs Rectums.
Pig rectums.
Pigs Rectums.
Nice.
Coming this summer. So, question 7. Which phrase does Zach use when Dewey is writing a song and asks Zach what he would say if a bully was in his face?
Okay.
Right? Is it A, go away, B, back off, or is it C, step off, or D, leave me alone? I think it's step off.
I think it's step off. No, it is, because that's where the song comes in.
Step off, yeah.
They write the song and they play step off because he asks him and he's like, oh, he starts like, I'm not going to sing, but he starts
He
singing
starts
step
singing
off.
it, doesn't he?
Yes.
I remember the scene. Right. Question 8. Dewey tells the Battle of the Bands director that he works at the hospital and that all the kids are terminal.
Yes.
What is the disease that Dewey says the kids have?
Oh.
Right. Never say neverosis. Live for the momentosis. Stick it to the manosis. Or Led Zeppelin rockosis.
I've got a feeling it's sticking to the manosis. I'm only saying that because of the whole point.
I know the scene. I do not know the line he used.
I'm only saying that because of the whole point where he's like, oh, you need to stick to the man. And you mentioned that the head teacher, she's the man, and the woman down the hall, she's the man. So I've got a feeling it's probably that.
Yeah, but he'd want to mention Led Zeppelin, don't you think, wouldn't he?
True, but I think Led Zeppelin would be
Oh, do you think
too obvious. I would go.
Never say. I think he
don't
might be
think
sticking
it's
to the
that
manosis.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be the. Oh. What do you think? Do you think it's that?
I think it's stick to the manosis. I think it's because of a scene before.
Okay. Question 9. What musician does the principal really like? Dewey uses this to get her to agree to his field trip.
Yep.
Is it A, Jimmy Page, B, John Mellencamp, C, Stevie Nicks, or D, Dave Grohl?
Well,
Stevie Nicks.
it's Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, we just played this song.
Exactly.
For all you radio listeners listening out there, we just played some Stevie Nicks.
Again, Dave Grohl's coming up.
Dave Grohl, again. So, it's question 10 now, last question.
Oh,
After the Battle of the Bands, the School of Rock play an encore. What song do they play for the encore? Mm-hmm. You got to know this one.
Yeah.
Do you know with me without even telling you what the answers are?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Teacher's Pet, I think. That's either the actual song.
Teacher's Pet isn't here.
Or is that? Or that's the actual song they play, or it's the encore. But that's probably the actual song they play.
The answers are Long Way to the Top, Paranoid,
okay. Then yes.
Song, or Great Gig in the Sky.
It's Long Way to the Top. Teacher's Pet is the one they play for the actual performance.
Okay. Long Way to the Top.
Yeah.
Sure they don't play Immigrant Song. They could play Paranoid.
No, they only play Immigrant Song when he's in the car. Paranoid, I can't remember if that gets played.
Oh, well, it's got to be Long Way to the Top. It's rock and roll, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, so let's submit our answers. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay, first question, correct.
Nice.
Second question, correct. We got second question right.
What was the second one?
It was $2,200.
Nice.
We were correct. Do you want I can give you the correct quote.
Yeah, go for it.
Ned says, "You already owe me enough money as it is." Ned's girlfriend says, "Yeah, try $2,200.
That's it. I forgot Ned's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, he has. She works at the mayor's office. Remember,
yes.
I think I can remember that.
It's nice.
Now, the question 3 is correct. Horror screen preparatory.
Mm-hmm.
Question 4 incorrect. Apparently, he was using the bathroom.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So he wasn't. I swear he was following them, wasn't he?
Maybe what it was. Maybe he used the bathroom, and when going to the bathroom or leaving the bathroom, he heard them.
He heard
which is technically roaming the halls.
It would be technically right. Correct. It was Richard Linklater in the picture.
Okay.
So. Oh, apparently Joey Gados Jr. plays Zach.
Ah.
So that's who it was. What?
Oh God!
It wasn't Pig's Rectum.
What?
Apparently it was the Lilacs.
Oh.
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 The first two they offer to Dewey are bumblebees and koala bears. Dewey says they aren't tough enough.
Oh.
Then when he's talking to the principal, they offer him Pig's Rectums.
Nice. Okay.
That's my lack of knowledge of the film. This is my only second.
Yeah, I know, right?
Correct. Step Off is right.
Yep.
Stick It to the Maniosis is right.
Yep.
Stevie Nicks is right. And Long Way to the Top is right.
Yes.
Well, 8 out of 10, which is one less than last time.
It's one less than Bob Ross, but still yet to get 10 out of 10.
Still, we made it to 8 out of 10. That's more than half.
It is more than half.
And I say get more than 50%. That's a win in my book, right?
I can't. The one day where we get like 40% or 30% is gonna be bad.
It is. We must not know much about that film if we do that.
Or we find that one quiz like just like it's in this one frame. What's this one colour in the background or something?
I hate those obscure pity quizzes.
Yeah.
So, with all we've done of School of Rock, you must be thinking, Murray, what could the rec possibly be for this week? Now, I know we're both big fans of Jack Black.
Yeah.
I know we both enjoy his work, enjoy a bit. I know you're a big Tenacious D fan.
Yep,
I'd love to play some. Maybe we will at some point.
We have before.
We've played it before. Yeah, we have played it before. But this time we've decided we're playing some from the School of Rock soundtrack, which we love so much. So
great soundtrack.
And what we're going to play through the end, we will play something from the School of Rock soundtrack. But what we're going to do now is the Weekly Rec. And the Weekly Rec will be... Well, before we do the Weekly Rec, let's step back a bit. Okay. Do you want to give School of Rock another rating?
Step off, yeah. I mean, I'm
keeping it as 10.
I'm going to keep it as 10. I don't know if you'd give it a 10, but I'm going to keep it as 10.
I'll just give it a 9.5.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I don't want to 10 it twice, because then we'll have 2 episodes on it. So I'll give it a 9.5.
Nice.
You can keep it as 10. That's perfectly fine. No need to change it.
Yeah, I'll keep it as 10.
It will stand with Rogue One in the halls of the 10 out of 10 reels.
That's an interesting 2 films.
That is an interesting 2 films. I think it speaks to us as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, my Weekly Rec, though, the film that I'm going to say you go out and see is What else can it be? It's Ice Age.
Nice.
Gotta bring out Ice Age. I'd love to review Ice Age at some point. Do the trilogy. Do the quadrilogy. How many
I
films
was
are
going
there?
to
Like
say there's
5.
more than 3.
Yeah, there's more than 3, isn't there?
Because there's the first one, there's the second one, then there's the dinosaurs, and there's pirates at some point.
Yeah, pirates. They go to space. It's like Fast and Furious at this point. Now,
Family.
we have
It's all
Jack
about
Black
family.
in the film.
Yep.
Yep. We have Jack Black in the film, so I've got to give it a rating. I'm going to give it the first Ice Age 7.
Okay.
I'd say. So
Where is the first one in your opinion on the other Ice Age films? What does the first one rank?
where's the first one?
Because I like the first one, but I won't say it's my
I
favourite
like the
one.
dinosaur one's pretty good for me.
Dinosaur one's pretty good.
Simon Pegg in there. It's it's all right. You inject Simon Pegg into anything, and I'll watch it.
Pretty much.
Say. Yeah, we have Jack Black as Zeke. I think is he one of the
Zeke
in the first film?
Which one is that? Is that one of the?
I think he's one of the Smilodons.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
I don't call them saber-toothed tigers because that's incorrect. They're not tigers.
Fair enough.
You can say saber-toothed cat, that's fine.
Okay.
But saber-toothed tiger is incorrect.
I'll keep that in mind whenever we review Ice Age.
Because tigers did not exist back then.
Yes.
The genus of tiger. The tiger is not a lion. They're both big cats, but
Yes.
a tiger is not a lion, and a smilodon is what you call them. Smilodons are closer to lions than tigers, and they are not tigers. So don't call it a saber-toothed tiger because it's not one.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's like the every time someone I always say this because everyone keeps and this is my mission in life, right? A pterodactyl is not a dinosaur.
No.
A pterodactyl is a pterosaur, which is a flying reptile and a completely different classification of animal altogether. A 7-year-old knows that, right? Why do I find many people in life talking about dinosaurs and saying pterodactyl with my face? Pterodactyl isn't a dinosaur. You're wrong. You're wrong. I got really mad about last time I admit last time I was at university I was talking about dinosaurs with somebody, and they said, "Oh, what's your favourite dinosaur?" "Oh, I really like a pterodactyl." And I go, "It's not a dinosaur."
To be fair, anyone who has a pterodactyl as a favourite dinosaur needs to look at more dinosaurs.
They suck anyway, don't they?
Exactly.
They suck anyway. That's not a person to trust who likes a pterodactyl as a dinosaur. It's not even a real dinosaur.
Come on, that's better.
What's your favourite dinosaur?
It goes between either I like a good Triceratops.
Oh, that's a classic pick. Isn't it?
Gigantosaurus is cool.
Gigantosaurus is pretty cool.
Just because it's big.
Yeah.
Or like a Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus, you've gone for it. That's a good pick. You know what I'm going to go for?
Velociraptor.
No, Acrocanthosaurus.
Oh.
You like an Acrocanthosaurus? They're cool.
It's got a good name.
Yeah, it's got like a big. It's got like a big ridge down its back, and it's like an Allosaurus. Do you know what an Allosaurus is?
Yeah.
It's like a big Allosaurus. It's related to them. It's part of. It's related to the Carcharodontosaurids, which means like they've got like shark teeth. They're really cool. Yeah, I like an Acrocanthosaurus. They're in the Jurassic Park game. That's where I know them from.
Nice.
And another game called The Isle, where you can sort of play as like a survivor on a dinosaur island kind of thing. They're in that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favourite dinosaur. But yeah, do not say that pterodactyls are dinosaurs, as I'm going to come for you. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to do unspeakable things to you.
Are there any pterodactyls in Ice Age 3?
I think there are, actually. But pterodactyls are not dinosaurs, so we'll leave that there. But my recommendation is Ice Age. I went on a weird tangent there about pterodactyls and saber-toothed cats. So I think it's safe to leave it there. It's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.